So I got a question from somebody very recently, and they said that their client left a review, but Google didn't post it, and they don't know what to do. Now, this has been happening very, very often to a lot of lawyers that I talk to. What happens is they work very hard to get a review. Their client leaves them a review, but then the client doesn't, and the client posts the review, but then Google doesn't actually show the review. So what do you do? Well, there's actually a couple of factors here, and I want to talk to you about why Google is not posting the reviews and what you can do about it. So the first thing you have to understand is that Google has recently changed their algorithm, their ranking algorithm for the local maps. And the local maps are the most important place that you can appear. That's basically the only thing that we focus on as an agency now. When we have our clients and we get them in the Google, when we do search engine optimization for them, we're really doing maps optimization because maps are the most important place for you to rank. Now, it used to be that you could just change the name of your law firm. You could make it, Bill Smith, Orlando personal injury attorney, and you would show up for the keyword Orlando personal injury attorney, which was really, really dumb on Google's part because it made it so that really you could just spam the listings. That's why there were so many spam listings and so many fly by night listings. Let me know in the comments below this, actually, if you remember seeing listings that were just basically like generic, like Boston divorce lawyer or Orlando personal injury attorney or Las Vegas car accident lawyer that would just show up. You don't even know who the law firm is, and they just show up, right? So this is a problem for a very long time. So Google recently corrected this problem. Now, it fixed the problem with spam listings. A lot of those listings are gone now, but the problem is that it's making it much, much more difficult to get reviews posted because now what they're doing is they're pulling relevancy from the reviews. So what that means is that they're now dictating words, phrases, keyword, or sorry, they're now determining rankings and relevancy for your law firm from your actual reviews. Now, if you don't know, the way that Google works and the way that Google ranks law firms is, or not law firms, really any business at all, is based on three factors. There's relevancy, so how relevant are you to what was searched? There's prominence, so how prominent is your listing on the internet? That's why you always have to. That's why like marketing companies always tell you to fill out all of your business listings. Like make sure you have Avvo and FindLaw and Yelp and Facebook and all those business listings, all using the exact same name, address, phone number, which is also known as your NAP. And then the third thing is distance to the searcher. How far away are you from the searcher? Now, you really can't influence that last one, right? So you're located where you're located. The searcher is located where the searcher is located, right? So really what can you do? You can focus on relevancy and you can focus on prominence. Now, relevancy is where reviews and where the title of your Google My Business profile used to come in, right? It used to be you could just stuff some keywords in your Google My Business profile and you would rank pretty highly for the keywords that you stuffed in there. So Google fixed the problem. So now what they do is they pull reviews, they pull relevancy from your reviews, from your words, your phrases, your keywords, your synonyms, anything that can be related to your that they can use to figure out how relevant are you, how relevant is your business listing to the search term that was actually searched, right? So what do you do? So what that means is that you need to get more reviews and you need to make sure that the reviews have words, phrases, keywords, synonyms, all those types of things in it, right? So you don't want to just spam the reviews. You don't want to tell your client, hey, leave me a review and make sure to use the word Orange County personal injury attorney 15 times, right? You don't want to do that, right? So first of all, there's two problems here. First of all, let's talk about first of all, how do you even get the reviews to stick, right? Because that's the first problem, is that people leave reviews and they don't stick. Well, really, it comes down to the trust factor of the entire profile. And by the way, I see some comments and some questions coming in. If you have questions about this, go ahead, leave them in the chat, and I will answer your questions at the end of this video, right? So how do you actually get the reviews to stick? Well, it comes down to the trustworthiness of the profile. Obviously, now that Google's using reviews, it means that review fraud and review spam is going to increase, or at least people are going to try to increase spammy reviews, right? So first thing you can do is make sure that you have clients that are using their Google profiles for more than just leaving you a review and then moving on, right? So I know that that's easier said than done, but that's really the way to do it. So there's a couple ways you can do this. One is when you can you can share documents and pictures and things like that using Google Drive. So when the case starts, make sure to get their Gmail address and create a Google shared folder, Google Docs shared folder, and send that to them. You can also encourage them to interact with your profile, like upload a picture on your Google My Business profile, right? You can have them do that, and then ask them to even ask a question on the Q&A section of the Google My Business profile. Anything that's going to get them using the Google My Business profile. Whenever you email them, make sure to email them on the Gmail address, right? Because the more they use that profile, the more Google is going to think that they're a real person, and the more likely the review is to stick. Now, the other way to do this is to make sure that they write a really good review. Now, this is going to help you in two ways. First of all, when you have a longer review that actually tells a story, it's much more likely that they are going to it's much more likely that they're actually going to the review is going to stick. If you have a review that just says thanks, appreciate it, that's much that it's not really a great review. But if you have a review that has several sentences that tells an entire story about their entire journey and their entire experience with your law firm, it's much more likely to be perceived by Google's algorithms as being a real person, as being from a real client, a real customer, or business, and therefore it's more likely to stick. Now, when you do this, when you have a review that tells a story, it also is much more likely to include those words, phrases, keywords, synonyms in them that will make you rank higher in Google. So this is actually dual purpose. Now, this is the cool thing, right? The cool thing about this is that you can get them to include these words, phrases, keywords, synonyms, and write a better review if you just set the expectations up front. So what I always recommend doing, and I wrote an entire book on reviews. That's how important reviews are. The book is called 5-Star Attorney. You can get it on Amazon. You can go to getlawfirmclients.com. No, getlawfirmreviews.com. But what I teach in 5-Star Attorney is that when you send an email to a client, send them an email and say, hey, listen, we'd really, really appreciate if you would leave us a review. Your review helps lots and lots of people who might be struggling with not knowing exactly which law firm to hire. This helps them make one of the most important decisions of their lives, right? Now, side note, it's important to give people a reason that you need their help, right? People are much more likely to comply if they actually, if there's a reason why they're doing it. So if you just say, hey, will you please leave me a review? And they say, yeah, sure. They're probably not going to leave you a review. But if you actually tell them how their review is helpful and how it impacts people, they're much more likely to leave a review. It's a good tip for really anytime you want somebody to do anything, just give them a reason why you need it. Works great. It even works very well with getting my kids to brush their teeth. If I say, hey, brush your teeth, they're going to fight me on it. If I say, hey, if you don't brush your teeth, you can't eat any more candy and your teeth are probably going to fall out and it's going to hurt when you go to the dentist, they're much more likely to brush their teeth and be willing to brush their teeth. Side note. Anyway, so you say, so you ask them for the review, you give them a reason why you need the review. And then what you do is you say, a lot of times people want to leave a review, but they don't know exactly what to say. So we have found that the best reviews answer the following 5 questions. The first question is, what was the problem that you had before you came to our law firm? The second question is, why did you pick our firm over all the other firms available in the market? The third question is, what did we do for you? The fourth question is, what were the results? And then the fifth question is, how did this result impact your life, right? Now, if you ask them these questions and you get them to answer these 5 questions, then what's going to happen is they are going to write a story. They're not just going to say, thanks for helping us. They're going to say, before I contacted the Smith Law Firm, I had gotten into a car accident. I was rear-ended by a Tesla, and the driver's car insurance wasn't going to pay me. So I called the Smith Law Firm, and Jim Smith was the only attorney that actually got on the phone with me and talked to me. And I could tell that he cared about his clients, and I could tell he was knowledgeable. They immediately went to work. They emailed, they emailed, and then got on the phone with the insurance company and argued back and forth. And the insurance company wouldn't budge. So this firm actually went to trial. We actually went to trial, and they won in court. Right? They won a massive settlement that the insurance company, like way more than the insurance company even offered. And then as a result, now I can actually pay my medical bills. I can get my car fixed. I've been able to get my health back, so I can finally get back to work and start providing for my family again. So you see how that's a much better review, and it has words, phrases, keywords, synonyms, like car accident, insurance, and trial, and health, and all these types of things that are related to car accidents in whatever city maybe you're located in, right? So if you do that, you're going to have a better review that's going to tell a better story. So it's going to be more impactful for somebody reading it. Google's going to look at it and think, oh, okay, cool. This is actually probably written by a real person because it's actually telling a real story. And then it's also going to have those words, phrases, keywords, and synonyms in them so that you will rank better, right? Um, so that's really the easiest way to do it. You just you gotta have better quality reviews and more trustworthy profiles. Now, somebody asked a question: how does the use of tracking numbers affect prominence? Tracking numbers, you can use tracking numbers. Just make sure that you also include your main Google phone number or your main phone number on your Google My Business profile as well. So hopefully this helps. This was a question somebody had. My client left a review, but it didn't post. This is the answer. This is how you solve that problem. Unfortunately, Google has made it much more difficult. They fixed one problem and they caused another. But the good news is that the law firms out there that are doing really good work for their clients, this actually will benefit you greatly, and it's an excellent opportunity for you to rank higher in Google, get more clients, and absolutely grow your law firm. So if you have any questions at all, leave a comment in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the next live video.